Laughter, the deadliest medicine. Hi, welcome to Death Happens. I'm Megan and this is a funny show about death. Especially today, it's gonna be a real morbid hoot. We all hope that our last moments on Earth are peaceful, pleasant even. And that's definitely the case for some. Those who are fortunate to laugh themselves to death. You see this in fiction a lot, and it's actually really smart. Because when you add the most pleasant emotional reaction, which is laughter, to life's most terrifying mystery that is death, you get a juxtaposition that's pretty hilarious and ironic. For example, South Park uses this bit to kill Kenny in the episode Scott Tenorman Must Die. Kenny dies while laughing at a video of Cartman singing as a pig, and even his ghost is seen laughing as it leaves his body. Or the famous villain of the Batman series, the Joker, kills people by using a poisonous gas that makes people uncontrollably laugh themselves to death. Yep, that's gonna emotionally scar your childhood. And the old banking man, Mr. Dawes and Mary Poppins. He hears a joke about a wooden leg named Smith and laughs himself to death so cheerfully that even his own son doesn't even really mourn his death at all.
Father died laughing.
Oh, I'm so sorry, sir.
There's nothing to be sorry about.
But laughing yourself to death isn't just a funny bit for your movie. It happens in real life too. Let's start with CHRYSIPPUS, a Greek Stoic philosopher that believed that everything happened according to fate. The universe itself is God and the universal outpouring of its soul. But this wise man of 3rd century BC had quite a sense of humor. He decided to get wasted off his ass with his donkey. But when his intoxicated pet attempted to eat figs, a human food, so hilarious that a donkey would try and eat human food, CHRYSIPPUS declared, "Now give the donkey a drink of pure wine to wash down the figs," and laughed so hard at his own joke that his body shut down, and well, that's fate. The Greeks were truly full of themselves when it came to humor, because a couple centuries later, 5th century BC, there was the painter ZEUXIS. Pretty sure it's ZEUXIS. He was commissioned to paint a portrait of the beautiful goddess Aphrodite by an old woman who insisted she model for this portrait. ZEUXIS must have painted a very unflattering and hilarious masterpiece because he laughed himself to death over it. That poor woman. Another ancient tale of hilarious death is King Martin of Aragon. In 1410, King Martin ate an entire goose, and then his jester came up to him to tell him a good joke. Another fig story. I'm not making this up. The jester comes up to King Martin and was like, "Hey, I see a deer in the vineyard and it's hanging from its tail, almost as if someone was punishing him for stealing our figs." I cannot interpret why this joke was funny, but King Martin sure got a hoot out of it because he died from laughter and indigestion. Gluttonous kings. You disgust me, but you are funny. Famous Greeks and old kings were not the only people who died from laughing too much, though. In 1989, a Danish audiologist named Ole Benson laughed himself to death while watching the film A Fish Called Wanda. During the scene where a man gets French fries stuck up his nose. While watching this scene, his heart rate rose to 250 to 500 beats per minute, and he died of cardiac arrest. Before Ole Benson, though, there was Alex Mitchell, who was watching a British comedy called The Goodies in 1975. And something was so funny that he laughed for nearly a half an hour until he collapsed on his own couch. His wife even wrote to the creators of the show, thanking them for making her husband's last moments on Earth so pleasant. It's a good day when someone dies happy. Thank you for watching this particularly hilarious episode of Death Happens. I know I had fun with it. Just remember the next time you decide to watch a comedy, your life could be in danger. Tap that like button and leave us a comment. What's so funny that could make someone die? Subscribe to Snarled and also to our channels Hissy Fit and Slay Tricks. I hope to see you next week. But I won't be seeing you here on Death Happens. Told you everything dies. Just kidding. Death Happens will be going on a little hiatus while I try something new. So stay tuned for some fun, creative, zany, maybe a little bit spooky content from my monstrous brain. And I look forward to growing together. Bless you, and may you not die this week.